the kicker for the Patriots to kick it deep. Saw him in pregame. He was getting some 55, 60 yarders.
That is Chris Lopez. He's been their kicker here for quite some time. He also has played a little quarterback here. Dre Hughes is back deep for the Tarpons. If things sound like we're like in the shower, as we are in a very insulated press box, we don't have any outside noise. Sounds like we're in the restroom. There's the kick. We are underway. Maybe even a touchback here. Hughes will catch it at the 5-yard line. Muffet picks it up. And the Tarpons do a little trick play. Hughes gets to the outside and will be pushed out at the 16-yard line. So Hughes caught the football, and then they went in a little huddle, all the return people, and then Hughes then got outside of the pile. It would have maybe worked a little better had Hughes caught it clean to begin with, but the Tarpons will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, Hughes got to the outside, picked up decent yardage.
So we are underway, and that's where Josh Mack will lead out the troops.
Got to listen to Camping Buddies again, Sean Shermy and Maritime Safety Solutions.
Awesome. We thank them so much for their continued support. South Lafourche play 1st and 10. It is Hughes in the backfield with Mack. Sending a man in motion. It's Petrie. They hand it to Dre. Dre bounces outside, kind of tripped a little bit, but kept his footing out to the 20-yard line. So pickup of about 4.
So Dre Hughes does a great job of staying behind his blockers. He's very patient. Wasn't much of a hole, but he picked up about 5 on the play.
So bring up 2nd and 5. Tarpons trying to get a little early traction here. Looking to the sideline. It is going to be a 2-back shotgun set. Hughes to his left, Dardar to his right. Hughes now flanks out in the motion. Mack. And we have a flag on the play, and I think it came from the back judge, which is usually delay a game.
Could be false start on the Tarpons offensive lineman move.
Yeah, I was about to say there was time on the play clock, so it wasn't delay a game, but it is a false start. So the Tarpons will give up the yardage on the opening down run. And it will now be 2nd and 10. Back to the 16-yard line. Mack in that shotgun set. He hands it to Dardar. Dardar picking through the line. Driving near the 20, and Ellender pulled the ball out. They're going to say he was down. Boy, the Tarpons might have caught a break there. The officials will rule him down. You could see the Ellender defender coming in and ripping at the last second, but the officials rule Landon down after a gain of 5.
I don't think he was down, but I think his forward progress was stopped.
So Tarpons catch a little mini break there, and it'll be 3rd and about 5. The penalty cost the Tarpons a 3rd and about 1. And it would be a much more manageable 3rd down. They've got to get to the 26-yard line. They're at the 21-yard line. Strong side of the field to the left. Man in motion that way. Mack looking to throw. Shoots a bomb down the field. Incomplete. It was intended for Petrie. He had a step. The coverage defender was Hartman. It falls incomplete, and then Tarpons are going to go 3 and out and punt it away.
Tarpons may come back to this play here. The Patriots in man-to-man had a receiver. I think it might have been Hughes, crossed the entire field. If he uses his speed, he can beat his man across and get open. But receiver was open, just overthrown.
Kayvon Robinson back deep for the Patriots. The Tarpons will look to punt it away. There's the snap. Ellender coming on a little rush. Pretty good punt, wobbly punt. Tarpons need a roll. They get one. It'll go across midfield, and then Terrence will kill it there at the 48-yard line. So South Lafourche goes 3 and out, and the Patriots will take over with some pretty good opening field position. That's where Cade Atkins will lead the crew out with 10:07 to go in the opening quarter.
Tarpons need to be careful here if the Patriots don't try and go over the top right away and try and get them behind the defense, catch the Tarpons sleeping.
Big number 60 for the Patriots late to come onto the field. That is Eric Verdon, a sophomore guard. Patriots are in the gun. Atkins, the strong side of the field to the left. Atkins waiting on the snap. He's got it. Shoots it to the sideline. Incomplete. It was hot. It was intended for number 6, Ken Grant. It fell incomplete. It was high and over his head.
Patriots tried to come with something real quick. Tarpons showed pressure again.
Yeah, they kind of rushed the throw, didn't they? And that I think prompted the incompletion. Be 2nd down and 10. Atkins with trips to the left side of the formation. A little bit of a high snap. He's going to look to run. He's got a big old gain out to the 40, 35, 30, and he'll run out of bounds at the 30. There's a flag on the play. It's going to be a hold on the Ellender receiver blocking Dre Hughes down there. It's only going to take 10 yards off of about a 20-yard run. Ellender's still going to get a first down on the play, but some of it will be negated by a hold.
Yeah, that was a good read by Atkins. He was wide open on the edge.
Giving fans nightmares of back to the LSU Texas A&M game there with the quarterback zone read action. Atkins gets the first down, gets up the field. They're figuring out where to mark it off. It is a hold. It was an easy call to see. You saw it live. The receiver just kind of grabbed Dre. They'll put it all the way to the Tarpon 41. So instead of a gain of about 20, it'll be a gain of about 11 or so. And it will still be a first down for Ellender into Tarpon territory. Atkins with Charles Thompson in the backfield. 1st and 10. Waiting on the snap. He's got it. Atkins looking to throw. Shoots it to the sideline. Caught at the 35-yard line. Bouncing outside and getting a first down to the 28 is number 7 on the grab. Unfortunately, we don't have a number 7 on the roster. We apologize. We're going off of Ellender's Max Prep roster.
Don't just remind you of the Assumption game real quick early on. Defensive backs playing off, coming up. Keep everything in front of you and make tackles.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Patriots at the 28-yard line. Atkins with Thompson. Trips to the right side of the formation. Atkins under pressure, and he's going to be hit. He gets away. He's going to be hit again and dropped. Darrell Jones got him. Boy, Ellender would have probably preferred the first hit to drop him, but he kept spinning backwards, and it turns into a huge loss all the way back to the 44-yard line. That's a loss of about 15, and a really nice play by Darrell not giving up once he saw the initial pursuit.
Yeah, first guy came through, almost had him, but Darrell kept moving and had a big loss for the Patriots.
8:30 and counting in the opening quarter. Ellender is driving, but they are now way up against the sticks. It's going to be 2nd and 25 here.
Patriots come with all kinds of formations early on.
Moultrie in the backfield with Atkins. Atkins under pressure, flushed out to the right, looking to throw to the sidelines. Caught. Nope. Incomplete. Dropped near the sideline. The long throw out there towards the sidelines. It was intended for Trevon James, and it fell incomplete. It would not have been a big gain, but it would have moved them a little closer. It would have been a gain about 3 or 4. Instead, it falls incomplete, and it's going to be 3rd and a mile for the Patriots.
Tarpons have to be scheduled, ready for a screen pass here. Be aware for it.
Look, South Lafourche does have a ton of their wide receivers in the secondary. Terrence is out there. Dre's out there. And they are playing way off the ball here on this 3rd and awfully long situation. Empty set for Atkins. Shuffling personnel. Tarpons send a little pressure. Atkins steps up looking to run. He's got a long way to go. He's going to be hit near the 30-yard line and dropped at about the 28. So Atkins gets a bunch of it, enough for them to go for it here, but not enough to get the first down. It'll be 4th and about 10, but a really good 3rd and long play.
Yeah, and good job by Talon DeWitt coming back from behind to make the tackle.
Brian, I think they're kicking a field goal, boss. Wow.
Well, look, in warm-ups, we've seen them trying 52-yard field goals.
This would be a 45-yard field goal, and I told you we have seen Chris Lopez kick throughout the years here. This is going to be a 46-yard try. The holder is going to be Perna.
And we thought Tarpons could block this. It's a little slow.
There's the kick. He's got the leg, and he missed it. Maybe a smidge short and maybe a smidge to the left. So my apologies. It looked like off his foot he had the leg, but he didn't miss it by a whole lot. But the Tarpons defense does get off the field, and Ellender showed, hey, it wasn't a bad idea trying it, but they barely missed it.
And what it does, it gives the Tarpons the ball at the 20-yard line because the ball was in the end zone.
I wonder why that is, that rule with the high school field goal kicking. Every other level of football is not that way, but it's almost like a punt if you miss it, right?
Yeah, it's a scrimmage kick. You can.
So 7:23 to go in the opening quarter, still scoreless. The Tarpons will take over 1st and 10 from the 20. Dardar in the backfield with Mack. There's a flag on the play, and offside. Yeah, I was about ready to say, I thought a Patriot lined up in the neutral zone out there just looking at it, and that is the case. Those are the ones that make coaches real happy, right, Brian, when you line up in the neutral zone?
See here, the Tarpons going to keep it in the air right here. See if they're going to go put it in the air.
Be 1st and 5. Happy you're with us here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network and KLEB. Tarpons do change their play. It was Dardar in the backfield. Now it's Hughes. Mack will hand it to Dre. Dre looking to turn the corner, and he's going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage. A vicious hit. Actually, a flag comes out after the hit. We'll see. I think they're
targeting.
Yeah, they're going to say that it is a personal foul, targeting, helmet-to-helmet hit. So it'll turn a 2-yard loss into a very prosperous play for the Tarpons. And just kind of bad luck there for the Patriots. They get a lot of pursuit, get the ball carrier on the ground, and they're going to get whistled for a 15-yard penalty. So that's tough. And the Tarpons will have it now at the 38-yard line. Strong side of the field to the left. Petrie going in the slot that way. Jarvis at tight end to the right. They hand it to Dardar. Dardar lowers his shoulder, dives across the 40, pickup of about 3 or 4.
Good first down play for the Tarpons.
And the one thing that you could see right away, Brian, and I guess it's only a couple drives in, but this appears to be a more formidable defense than Morgan City last week. They're more active up front. They're moving around to the football better, and they are stopping the early down runs better. 2nd and 7. Mack has the snap, hands it to Dardar. There's a nice little seam. He's got a first down, driving near midfield. Look at that push at the end of the run, getting him to about the 47-yard line. So Meathead got hit at about the 49, and then they just kept pushing him all the way across midfield. It is a Golden Motors first down and a really nice gain.
I think Coach Young just wants to break Ellender's spirit right here and take the ball right at him. That was a great push by that offensive line.
Meade will leave the game. His helmet came off at the end of the run. Hughes will be flanked out to the right, so it looks like this will be an empty shotgun set for Mack this time. The Ellender band having a good time. They're dancing, running around in the bleachers below us. 6:27 and counting. The Tarpons are going to call a timeout right away. So BJ will call a timeout, and we'll remind you guys that the opening kickoff of the game was brought to you by PMC Insurance. Give our boy Billy C. Chabert a ring. Let's go ahead and keep it here, Brian. We watched a half of a quarter here, 6 minutes of football. What are we seeing so far on the field right now between these teams?
Hopefully the Tarpons take advantage right now and just pound the ball right at Ellender. Ellender misfortunes. I mean, they had a good play for maybe a loss right here, but they get called for a penalty. Offense, they took that big sack. Without that, they were moving the football a little bit. But they're going to have to try and slow down this Tarpon offense. And I'm just curious to see when Coach Young is going to air it out.
So because of the timeout, Dardar is allowed to come back into the football game. So he is now back out there. He was scheduled to miss a play. Hughes is flanked out to the right. Jarvis flanked out to the right. Pierce and Petrie flanked out to the left. Ball smack dab in the middle of the field. There's the whistle from the officials. And we're play on. Hughes in motion. Mack Hands it to Dardar off right tackle. Dives near the 45-yard line. Picks up about 2. Good job by Ellender closing up the hole that time.
Yeah, I think the Tarpons were confused a little backside. Let the guy come through on the backside of that play.
That was Cameron Jackson of the Patriots on the tackle. Came up from the secondary. That's one thing there. That's a safety that came up to stop a run play, which means might be time to dial one up here pretty shortly. Mack waiting on the snap, play action, gets it out to Jarvis in the flats. Jarvis looking to make a man miss. He's got a first down, pushed out of bounds at the 35, so gain of about 10, and it's a Golden Motors first down. Good, easy play there. Play action, draw him in, get it out to the flats. Jarvis had a lot of grass to work with.
Yeah, Tarpons ran it several times this year. That's a safe play with Jarvis just in the flats, wide open. He did a great job, but once he caught the ball, picking up that first down.
5:43 in the opening quarter, scoreless, but the Tarpons are in plus territory. Hughes in the backfield with Mack. Dre gets the handoff. Nice gain, 30-25. Dropped at the 20. That's a Golden Motors first down and a gain of 15 on first down for Dre Hughes, who unfortunately is a little slow getting up.
He might have fell on the ball.
Yeah, it kind of fell on his shoulder a little bit. And this injury timeout brought to you by Thibodeau Regional. And Brian, I tell you that's not Dre. That's Pierce.
That's Pierce.
Yeah, that's
yes.
Pierce blocking. As I was looking in the huddle, I see Dre. So that was Pierce maybe blocking down the field there.
Hey, look, he's gonna be getting up.
As Chandler said, there's no one tougher than those kids. Than the Pierce family. He looks to be okay. Tarpons do have it in the absolute fitness red zone now at the 18-yard line.
That was a great run by Hughes. He showed some quickness hitting that hole.
Tell you what, dude, with Dardar and Hughes both coming back next season, a lot of that offensive line coming back next season, Tarpons going to be able to run the heck out of the football next year because they're starting to be able to run the heck out of the football every week this year. 1st and 10 here. They handed to Dre again. Look like he got face mask there on the back, and he lost yardage back to the 21. And Dre's kind of looking around saying, hey, what the heck's going on there? I thought he got masked, but no flag. And he does lose 2 on the play.
That time a guy just came unblocked and made a nice play, but kind of tackled him a little high.
Yeah, it sure looked like they got him by the mask. 5:03 and counting. In the opening quarter, still scoreless. Tarpons have been pushed just outside of the absolute fitness red zone. Mack waiting on the snap. Strong side of the field to the right. He hands it to Dardar. Dardar picking through the line. Being held by the shoulder pads. Great tackle that time by the Patriots, man. They had a guy who was holding on for dear life out there. That's Xavier Rodrigue.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. He lucky for the Patriots. He just had a hand that held that jersey and slowed him down a little bit.
So to bring up 3rd and 10. Mack gets the snap. Throws it into the end zone. Touchdown! Terrence Petrie. That is a record-setting touchdown for Terrence Petrie. He's got 9. That is the single-season receiving mark for Terrence. And no doubt about that one. There was some confusion last week whether he did or whether he didn't. They ruled a handoff to be a handoff and not a pop pass. Terrence just solidified himself in school history there.
Yeah, they came with a little blitz, and it was just a little bit too late. And look, Mack made a beautiful pass.
Tarpon strike first. Yair Torres on for the extra point. Snap down, kick up. It is right down Broadway. And the Tarpons have a 7-0 lead. We'll be back in 1 minute to see if the Tarpons could add on and get a defensive stop here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. So South Lafourche goes down the field 80 yards for a touchdown drive. Mack to Petrie for the record-setting score. Terrence's 9th receiving touchdown. Now the Tarpons will kick it away. A line drive kick that'll be fielded at the 15-yard line. Patriots working it up the field. And hit and dropped at the 30-yard line. Good tackle by Jaden Lee there on the ball carrier.
Yeah, that was a nice hustle from Jaden Lee coming down and make that tackle.
He got Hartman on the ground there at the 30, and that's where the Patriots will take over. With 4:03 to go in the opening quarter, happier with us here from the swamp. Atkins has his guys out there. The tailback with him is Charles Thompson. Strong side of the field to the right. Atkins waiting on the snap. Shoots it to the sideline, incomplete at the feet of the receiver that time. He's trying to hit Perna and just never got anything into that throw.
Look, I don't know how much time Atkins is going to have back there if he stays in the pocket. The Tarpons are just coming with tons of pressure.
And after a long, methodical Tarpon offensive drive, the defense would love nothing more than to get off the field quick and force that Ellender defense right back out there. 2nd and 10 coming up. Four receiver set. Atkins has the snap, hands it to Thompson. Not much. He got maybe a yard. Good open field tackle that time by South Lafourche. Jonah Otan got him on the turf.
That was a nice play by Jonah Otan.
Brian, I'm being told by a lot of the people watching ball around the area, we're one of the only games rolling right now. Lightning delays have wreaked havoc on the rest of the schedule. 3rd and 9. Atkins with a 4-receiver shotgun set. Tarpons showing some pressure. Here they come. Atkins will throw it to the sideline and it's caught. Really nice grab that time at the 45-yard line for a first down. That is Perna. Boy, he went up in traffic. That's not bad coverage there from South Lafourche. That's just a better pitch and catch from Ellender.
No, Tucker Dontan left his linebacker spot and just came out to cover the guy. That was just a heck of a catch. I mean, the ball was high. That athlete went up and made a play.
3:06 to go in the opening quarter. Ellender gets a first down.
That was a big first down for Ellender.
Yes, it was. Give the defense a little bit of a breather. Thompson in the backfield with Atkins. Atkins will throw it out to the sidelines. Tarpon's got to rally and make a tackle, and they do after a very short gain. Grab made by Hunter Foray. Pickup of about 1 to the 45-yard line.
Ellender tried to run a little screen to the wide side of the field, but their lineman never had a chance to get out there.
Was that Landon Jarvis? Yep, Landon Jarvis was one of the first Tarpons there on the stop. That's how you know Jarvis's shoulder's feeling good when he starts playing defense. That was something that they did not want a whole lot of him this year because of the concerns with the shoulder. 2nd and about 8.5 or so here for the Patriots. Atkins hands it off. The Tarpons are trying to get him behind the line, but can't. And they gain about a yard or so on the run. Diving forward is Charles Thompson.
Yeah, good penetration again from the Tarpon defense. They had him behind the line, just broke a tackle or two. Still, minimal gain for the Patriots.
So in a game that literally just started at 7:20 was the opening kick there. Terrebonne has scored an opening touchdown on Thibodaux. They lead 6-0 there over at Tom B. Here with 1:36 to go in the opening quarter, the Tarpons lead 7-0, and Ellender's playing a big 3rd and 7. They got to try to stay on the field here. They got trips to the left. Atkins under some pressure, steps up, trying to get outside, looking down the field. He'll throw it as far as he can, and it's intercepted. Terrence Petrie's got it at the 30, trying to turn the corner. Can he pick up some blocks? He can. 50, 45, 40. He may house this. There is a flag on the play. Terrence is tripped up at the 26-yard line. There's a flag at the 47-yard line. and we will see what the marker is. I think it's going to negate some of the return, but I do think that it is after the interception.
Yeah, I think like Truck said, blindside block, and Darrell Jones, give him credit on D. He went and he blocked for Terrence.
There's actually a flag at the 39 too.
There's 2 flags. The one at the 39 is the blindside block.
Yeah, so flag at the 39, a flag at the 47. We do think that they are both after the interception, correct? Like we think the interception.
I don't know about this one.
We have a foul in South Lafourche, a blindside block. Yeah, it is going to be a first down Tarpons. So the Tarpons will go ahead and take over the football after the 15 yards from the 39. So they have it at about the 24-yard line.
I'm not sure how it can be the same penalty with the flags that far apart from each other.
I think what it maybe could have been, Brian, is maybe just 2 separate blindside blocks, and they just marked off the one that was furthest down the field. How many interceptions for Terrence this year? He's got quite a few. With 1:03 to go in the opening quarter here, the Tarpons take over after the turnover. That last touchdown, by the way, from Mac to Petra is a blue boot bomb. Mac comes with the hard count, and there's a flag. I didn't see anybody jump. I was about to say, I think the Tarpon offensive lineman moved. I think big number 73, Maurice Delot, kind of went in and out of his stance there a little bit.
The official started the clock. It was a change of possession. I'm not sure why the clock had started.
So now it's going to be 1st and 15. Yeah, good point, because it certainly was an interception and a change of possession.
Yeah, this clock should not be started.
Trips to the right side of the formation. Mac, under pressure, gets it to Dar. He juggles the catch but brings it in, but the juggle disrupted the timing. He'll be tripped up near the line of scrimmage. Very little gain, if anything. If Meek catches that clean, he can maybe make a little push, but he had to come to a dead stop to just catch it.
Yeah, that's a great call from Coach Young.
We're being told that's the 4th interception for Terrence this season. And that might be the last play of the first quarter. There's 15 seconds and counting. Is the play clock on? Yeah, it is. There's a difference there. The Tarpons don't have to run another play. Mac is going through some checks with 5 seconds on the clock. Let's see. 2, 1, and they will not run a play. So we've played 1 quarter here from the Swamp. South Lafourche has 7. Ellender is yet to score. It's 7-0 Tarpons. We'll be back in 1 minute with the second quarter on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. We start the second quarter with the Tarpons having a 7-0 lead. Casey just Coach Brian Colley. Hope you all are enjoying your Friday. It's going to be 2nd and long for the Tarpons when the chains and everything get all moved out there. Their ball is at the 19-yard line. Hanville has a 7-0 lead on Destrehan, thanks to Coach Rod and his cavalry that send us scores every Friday night. Tarpons have a 4-receiver shotgun set.
Got the crew listening from Tylertown, Mississippi.
Mac Comes with the hard count. Ooh, I thought it was close. They didn't give him the whistle. Very close to getting into the neutral zone. Play clock down to 10. Now he goes to the line of scrimmage, makes a couple checks, gets back to the shotgun formation, play action. It's a bubble screen out to Pierce. Pierce has some blockers. My goodness. Across the 30, tripped up across the first down, sticks at the 35. Tarpons needed 15. They get 16. It's a Golden Motors first down.
Good job by Joshua Mack on that screen, just backed up. Gave himself a little bit of time, and a nice run by Pierce.
It's good to see him back out there. I know he was fighting a little bit of an injury issue earlier in the ball game. Tarpons trying to get back on the move. They have one touchdown, trying to add to their lead here. They're at the 35-yard line. It's an empty shotgun set. They're going to send Hughes out into the backfield now. Strong side of the field to the right. Mack waiting on the snap. He's got it. He hands it to Dre. Big hole. Dre across the 40. Dre bounces to the outside. He's hit hard. Diving near the first down, sticks at the 45. A good hit laid on him by Caven Robinson, but I think Dre has the first down, if not awfully close.
Bo Georges, Bennett Bourgeois, Sawyer Wells, Maurice Delat, Carter Colley.
Yep.
Outstanding job up front.
And it is a Golden Motors first down. Dre got exactly 10. Now they got both of the two-headed monster in the shotgun, Dardar and Hughes. Mack will throw, gets it out to the flats to Hughes. Hughes will try to take a wide angle and will be tripped up out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Good pursuit that time by Ellender. Big number 45 is a little shaken up. Makai Gotro, hopefully he's okay. Yeah, he's getting back into that huddle. But he did take a little spill out of bounds after a pickup of about 2.
And again, you got to be impressed with the Tarpon receivers once they catch the football, the ability to make people miss.
Yeah, very well said. Strong side of the field to the right. Tarpons have trips to the left. Dardar is going to be the tailback. They hand it to Meat. Meat looking to bounce outside, lowers the shoulder, and will be tackled at about the 49. So a short gain of about 2 to bring up 3rd and 6. Good job by the Ellender defense that time, tackling him in open field.
And a good job by Dardar, realizing he didn't have the angle to get to the outside. He just tucked it and picked up a couple of yards. Tough running.
Deonta Kohler on the tackle for the Patriots with 10:30 to go. 3rd and 6. Tarpon's got to get to the Patriot 45-yard line. If for nothing else, Ellender has done a good job making the Tarpons use a lot of plays. The only big play so far is the Petrie touchdown. In the gun. They hand it to Dardar. He's across midfield. He's got the first down, and boy, I got to tell you, that was a really good run from Dardar. A late flag comes in the area where there's no one. The flag is at the 37-yard line. There's an Ellender player there just standing by himself. So a little curious as to what this would be. Did someone maybe say a magic word? We have no flag. That makes a lot of sense to me because the flag was in an area where absolutely nothing was happening. Maybe it just kind of fell out of the pocket. I don't know. But it will be a Golden Motors first down on a very strong run from Dardar.
It can't fall out your pocket when it goes 20 yards.
Tarpons are on the move. 10 minutes to go in the opening half.
Another chain cruiser. That's a first down. Let's move. That would never happen.
I was about to say, yeah, don't have the big dogs out there like we usually do. I think it's time for Jacob Pierce to throw a touchdown pass, if you feel what I'm saying. Maybe a little backwards pass to him, down the field to Petrie, who's in the slot. Nope, I don't think it'll be coming on this play, not with this formation. Hughes is in motion. He'll hand it to Dardar. Dardar riding the blockers across the 40. 35 lowers the shoulder, dropped at the 30. A nice gain. It's a gain of 13 and another Golden Motors first down. BJ's over here listening, saying, why the heck would we run a trick play just there when we could get 13 yards running the ball up the middle?
Let me tell you, after watching Landon Dardar play, for what, 2 years now.
He's tough.
There is a place for him on
Yeah.
Saturday somewhere.
Yeah, he's tough.
Again, his vision is remarkable.
And man, he catches the ball really well out of the backfield. He does a lot of things well.
There's a place for that young man somewhere.
The official calling for the clock to roll. For some reason, it's stuck 9:35. Mack waiting on the shotgun snap. He's got it. Throws it out to Petrie on the sideline. Petrie getting up the field, spinning at the 25, leveled at the 25. So good hit issued there by number 45 of the Ellender Patriots. Let's shout out that name. I know that's a name we've called out a couple times today. That's Makai Gotro.
And a good job by Dre Hughes blocking on the edge. Terrence just ran right where Hughes was blocking his man.
2nd and 5 with 9:07 and counting. In the opening half, Tarpons have been in control, though they only have the one score on the board. Trips to the weak side of the field. That's the right side. Mack. And there's a flag on the play, and it's offsides on Ellender again. And what's going to make Coach Haslett the most upset about that is I think it's actually a defensive back who's trying to press out there, who's just crossing the line of scrimmage. I mean, that just can't happen.
Yeah, you just can't have those mistakes. See if it changes the Tarpons play call right here. Take a shot.
It is now a 1st down. And they are nose of the ball at the 20, so it is the absolute fitness red zone after the Golden Motors 1st down. Trips to the left side of the formation. Mack coming with the hard count. Now looks to the sidelines, 8:40 and counting. Still 32 seconds on the play clock. Tarpons have an eternity to do their checks here at the line of scrimmage. Mack, straight drop. Shoots it to the flats to Dardar. Look at him run. 15, 10, lowers the boom.
Oh.
Down to the 3. Meathead showed, again, some of that explosiveness. He delivered the hit to the defensive player. He gets a 1st down to the 3-yard line. You know what that does?
Ooh.
After a little bit more of that, you don't want to tackle that guy anymore.
No, you don't. That was a bruising run.
Couple of Patriots on a knee out there. Do they have enough gas to maybe make something happen? 1st and goal. Dardar and Jarvis are in the I formation. They're going to hand it to Jarvis. Jarvis picking through the line. He did not get in. Real good job there by Ellender up front. Number 4, the first guy through. That would be one Mr. Deonta Kohler. .7:38 to go in the opening half. Tarpons playing a 2nd and goal from the 3. I think they're going back to the gun, and it'll be Hughes in the backfield. Let's see what type of play call Coach Young gives here. Mack hands it to Dre off right tackle. He did not get in. He got a little closer this time, but he did not get in. It'll be 3rd and goal from about the 1.5.
Again, Dre Hughes hit the hole hard. Ellen did a good job of just closing it up quick.
How about the old play action, get Jarvis in the flats? That's usually open for at least a couple yards.
We'll see what type of formation they're going to come with.
6:54 to go in the opening half. Tarpons will play a 3rd and goal. This is field goal range.
Bull Chargers.
Should the Tarpons get stopped here, it is Hughes in the backfield. They'll give it to Dre, and he didn't get in. He is being spun around and dropped at about the 3-yard line. Tarpons have actually maybe lost some yards there. And now it's going to be decision time for B.J. Young. Do they try to attempt the field goal and go up 2 scores, or do they put it all on the table here on 4th down?
I think what he's going to do, he's going to run his best 2-point play that they practice on this week.
They are keeping the offense out there, and it will be 4th and goal. This is in the range of Yair Torres, but this is right where the extra points would be. But the Tarpons going for the 7. 4th and goal. Ball in the middle of the field. Mack has the snap. Gets it to the flats. Jarvis, he's got it for a touchdown. A really good throw from Josh Mack. Jarvis hauls it in, dives for the goal line. There is a flag on the play, but I think it's going to be after the score. South Lafourche is going to go up 13-0, and we'll see what happened after if there was any extracurriculars. Yep, they're talking to Ellender. Do you want it on the try or on the kickoff? It is unsportsmanlike conduct on South Lafourche after the touchdown. This continues to be an issue for the Tarpons after scoring touchdowns, but they will take it on the kickoff.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Jarvis, getting the ball into the end zone.
Yair Torres out to attempt the extra point with 5:56 to go in the opening half. Snap is a little high, gets down, the kick is popped up, and it's right down the middle. So good job by Jaden Lee and Yair there putting it through. It's 14-0 South Lafourche with 5:56 to go in the opening half. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll be back here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. All right, welcome back here. The Tarpons are going to be kicking off from deep in their own territory after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the score. 14-0 the score. 5:56 to go in the opening half. Is that Yair kicking it away? I know last week it was not. Yep, that's Yair kicking it away. Good kick. It's going to bounce at be caught at the 35-yard line. Now working it up the field. Stacked up and dropped at about the 42-yard line is Cameron Jackson.
They got decent field position.
They do have a chance to maybe double down here. 5:50 to go. They do get the ball to start the third quarter after the homecoming festivities here. Just don't know that they could keep it 5:50. I think if they score, it'd be a big play type of thing. Yeah. But we'll see. They have trips to the left side of the formation. Thompson, the running back, with Atkins. They toss it out there to Thompson, and the Tarpons are all over that. That's a loss of almost 10 yards out there. Is that number 6, Tyrese Edwards on the stop? South Lafourche, Johnny on the spot, all over that one. Tyrese threw him for about a 12-yard loss on the pitch play, so it'll be 2nd and 22, and that's not the way they wanted that drive to start.
Also, is it 12?
Joao?
Yeah, I think it may have been him also.
Great job by the Cavalry there flying to the ball. 2nd and 22, trips to the right side of the formation for Ellender. Atkins throws it to the sideline, and incomplete. Is that a forward pass? Yes, it was. Incomplete. Wasn't going to get a whole lot. The Tarpons were rallying to the ball. It was intended for Trayvon James.
Trying to scream, but that's just too much air under that ball.
And the crazy part of it is you're even on those little sharp ones, man, Atkins is almost getting crushed back there. The Tarpons are getting so much pressure. 3rd down and 22. They've got to get to the Tarpon 48-yard line. They have 2 receivers on each side. The strong side of the field is to the right. Atkins gets the snap. He drops it, now picks it up. Has a lot of green grass if he wants to run. He will. He's going to get to the 40, and he's going to be stacked up at the 40-yard line. Good job by the Tarpons in pursuit. So a good run by Atkins, and there's a flag at the 22-yard line. So this whole thing may be coming back, assuming that the foul would be on the Patriots. You would think BJ would decline it if it is.
Right. Atkins, it seemed like if he would have turned toward the middle of the field, could have picked up a few more. They're going to decline this.
It is a hold. It was an interesting decision. It could have been 3rd and 30 plus. Instead, they will make it 4th and 12, but the Patriots are showing punt. The Tarpons will get the ball back, presumably with 4:47 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they got 11 on the defensive side. I saw they were shuffling guys on and off. The Ellender punter is number 9, Chris Lopez. He is a good one. Terrence Petrie is standing at the 32-yard line awaiting the punt. Snap is there. Kick is high, a mile in the air. Terrence calls for a fair catch, then gets away, and it takes a Tarpon roll to the 39-yard line. Good execution there. Terrence calls the fair catch, sees, hey, I can't get there, lets it go. Tarpons get the roll, and they will have 4:35 to try to add to their lead.
Yeah, plenty enough time for the Tarpons right here.
It just feels like watching this game, and I know we've only watched about a quarter and a half. It's going to be tough for Ellender's offense up front. They're just having a hard time blocking them right now.
They're going to have to find out a way to get Atkins out from the pocket, roll him out a little bit, and because he don't have much time back there.
Meathead will be with Mack when play resumes. The strong side of the field to the right side of the formation. Tarpons have trips that way. Mack gets the shotgun snap, hands it to Dardar, who will get about a yard. Not even that. Maybe about a half a yard. Good open field tackle by Gautreaux. We have called his name several times tonight. Big 45 for Ellender, an active player up front. He's made a lot of nice tackles.
At that time, they played some games up front. Tarpon just missed one assignment.
We will give him a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. Same formation, trips to the right again, and that is the strong side of the field again. Matt comes with the hard count. 4 minutes to go in the opening half. Play clock down to 12. He has plenty of time. Directing traffic. Mack has the snap. Shoots it. Deflected. It was going to Jarvis in the open field. It got deflected at the line of scrimmage by number 4 of the Patriots, Kohler.
Here's a shot play for the Tarpons.
Terrence has taken the top off of the defense a couple times. Let's see if BJ has something dialed up that he likes on 3rd down and 8. Hughes is on the sideline out there, seemingly. To the right side. It's Dardar and Pierce to the left side. Terrence and Hughes to the right side. Jarvis is a tight end on the right side of the formation as well. Mack has time. Shoots it down the middle and got deflected as the pocket broke down, and Kohler again got a little bit of a hit on Mack, and the Tarpons will very likely have to punt it away. Tarpons are keeping the offense out there. I just think that means Josh Mack will be punting the ball. That's all I think. Do not think BJ would be going for it here with the way his defense is playing. Yeah, Mack is going to line up in that punt formation. There's the snap. He gets it away. It's a wobbler that'll roll, take a nice Tarpon roll, and will go out of bounds at about the 25. So the Tarpons flip the field. We'll have to play defense one more time in the half with 3:35 to go.
See here, the Patriots are going to try and get Atkins out the pocket, give him a little extra time. Tarpons defense playing well up front.
The rain of earlier looks like it is. Oh, no, maybe not. They got some umbrellas that are coming out, so maybe it's still drizzling a little bit out there. I don't see it falling in the lights or anything, though. I think it's mostly stopped. 1st and 10 for Ellender at the 26-yard line. Atkins corrals a high snap, looking to run, and he is stacked up. That tackle for loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation, and a great interior penetration. Joao Araujo was one of the lead horses out there bringing him down. Darrell Jones was in as well.
And good job by Joao and Darrell forcing Atkins back to the inside where he didn't want to run.
BJ has 2 timeouts, 3:08 to go in the opening half. You figure at least maybe after a third down stop, if you could get one, the Tarpons may call a timeout. But still little ways to go here. 2nd and 12. Trips to the left side of the formation. Tarpons show a little pressure. Atkins going to be hit by Darrell Jones, and the rest of the cavalry cleans up the play. That is another tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. A sack back to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, look, they're trying to get Atkins out of the pocket, but the backside, Darrell did a great job of coming to get that sack, and I believe there's the Tarpon timeout.
Yep, so BJ will call his second timeout with 2:36 to go, just trying to preserve the clock. We'll keep it right here, just 3rd and long. And Brian, we've talked about it throughout the half. Ellender just having a whale of a time blocking right now. That time, they tried to roll him out, and they still had so much pressure on him that he couldn't really do anything.
Yeah, look, it's the second game in a row where teams abandoned the run against the Tarpons because it's kind of tough to run on them. And look, Tarpons are doing a great job of forcing the ball back to the inside. Atkins doesn't. He wants to try and get to the outside, but they're doing a great job forcing it back inside.
Ellender's got to get to the 36-yard line. They're back all the way to the 18. So you do that math, it'll be 3rd and about 18. Tarpons have forced a turnover already in the game. Terrence picked one off. Let's see if they can maybe rush him into another quick throw here. Empty set. Tarpons have a 3-man front. Atkins under some pressure, deflected at the line of scrimmage by number 45, Talon Dewey. Batted that one down, looking down the field. I don't know that they had too much available anyway, and the Patriots will have to punt it away. And because of the incompletion, BJ keeps a timeout in his hip pocket.
Tarpon's got to be careful here. You don't want to go and rough the punter.
Terrence standing at his own 47-yard line, awaiting the Lopez punt. There's the snap. It gets to him. They're coming, and he gets it away. Terrence will let it bounce at the 45-yard line and takes a little bit of a Patriot roll across midfield, and it will wiggle on down to the 44. With 2:21 to go, the Tarpons will have to go 56 yards with 1 timeout, but the defense gets a big stop again.
Yeah, plenty of time for the Tarpons here to add to their lead.
Let's go ahead and thank Terrebonne General Health System and the Community Sports Institute, GIS, putting people first. Joe Septic, on call 7 days a week, 24 hours a day for all your fencing needs. The Gin Gators, give Travis Terrebonne and his crew a call today. And PMC Insurance, we thank them all so much for their support. Here it's 1st and 10 for the Tarpons late in the opening half, 14-0 the score. Be an empty set for Josh Mack. Josh has the snap, has some time, shoots it deep down the field. Pierce, oh no, Petrie dropped it. My apologies, thought it was Pierce out there. Right off the shoulder pads of Terrence at the 25-yard line. A rare drop from Big T there, and it falls incomplete.
The ball was thrown a little behind him. That was a great adjustment by Terrence. Almost made a nice catch. It's a difficult catch because the ball was behind him.
Pierce is kind of limping his way back to the line of scrimmage. That's something to keep an eye on. I don't know if he got rolled. I know he got rolled up earlier in the game, but he wasn't exactly running at 110% back to the play there as Ellender gives the Tarpons 5 free. They jump into the neutral zone. We'll turn the incompletion into a 5-yard gain. $2:15 to go. Tarpons do have 1 timeout. Can they get behind the defense and make something happen here? Mack shoots it to the sideline, caught by Hughes. Hughes working up the field, gets it to the 41-yard line. Clock will stop momentarily after the Golden Motors first down. I think the only thing BJ would have wanted maybe a little different there is for Dre to catch her on the sideline and then just kind of wobble out of bounds there. But the clock will continue to run.
Still plenty time. You got lots of time left here.
5 wide receiver set. Mack has a little time, shoots it down the middle, caught by Jarvis, who's leveled and dropped in bounds at the 36, gain of about 5. 146 and counting.
That was a great job by Joshua Mack, just sitting down in the pocket, just looking, going through his reads. Patriots are going to try and sub late.
Yep, the Tarpons are going to stay in that empty set. Strong side of the field to the left. Mack will shoot it to the sideline again. Dre's got it again, and there you go. He does get out of bounds right at the 30. This is a case of South Lafourche just kind of taking what the defense is giving him right now, just those easy underneath throws.
And little things. He went just enough beyond the sticks to get the first down.
1:20 to go in the opening half. Tarpons looking to add to their lead. It is 1st and 10. Mack has the snap. Shoots it to the sideline again. Petrie's got it. And he's going to stay up, get it inside, gets the first down, and he's going to go down around the 20-yard line. So the Tarpons are going to get a Golden Motors first down into the Absolute Fitness red zone. Clock will stop momentarily while they reset the chains with 1:10 to go. How's he always open?
Yeah. Boy, Ellender looks tired.
Yeah, they do. They look tanked. 1 minute exactly in the clock. Dardar back there. Let's see if the Tarpons hand it to him. They do. Meathead, like a sledgehammer, driving to the 10. He's got a Golden Motors first down. Tarpons pick up 10, and it'll be 1st and goal. 52 seconds on the clock. The clock is stopped momentarily. Now it'll start to roll again.
Ellender they're trying to sub in and out, but they're having a difficult time.
Tarpons are using a lot of clock here. 40 seconds to go. They do have 1 timeout. Snap will come at 35 seconds. It's a quarterback draw. Mack will dive to about the 6. BJ will, I think, call his final timeout. Yeah, he will, with 26 seconds to go. So the Tarpons will play a 2nd and goal when play resumes with 26 seconds to go.
E.D. White's up 10-0.
It's over, I believe, Assumption.
Thibodeau 10, Tarpons 6.
Ooh. That Jambalaya Bowl is getting bigger and bigger for us if Thibodeau could win that one tonight. Here it's 14-0. South Lafourche has 24 seconds, but they cannot stop the clock again. So BJ's got to be telling his guys, hey, you either got to get out of bounds, you got to get into the end zone, or we've got to clock it here after this next play.
The Truckle got some clients that are texting. They want, instead of the red zone, they want the fun zone for the right price, huh? He said the Fun Finder Fun Zone.
Tarpons have it at the 7.
What they call that play they ran last week, Casey?
Not
on this one, he's covered.
Yeah, let's see. They have receivers to the right side of the formation, strong side of the field. Mack flushed out to the right, throws it to the back corner. Oh, my, incomplete. It bounced off the shoulder pads of Petrie. I think just the traffic of the defensive back going up there maybe threw off the timing a little bit, but that was an unbelievable throw. At first, I thought it was going to be intercepted, and then it ended up sailing right over the defensive back into Petrie's mitts where he couldn't quite haul it in.
Yeah, that was a tough catch. That guy just crossed right in front of him. Good job by Mack getting out of trouble. A missed block, and he just kept running and got away from the guy to make that throw. That was a difficult pass to make.
Now this gets dicey. There's no more clocking it now, because if you clock it, it would be 4th down. So you have to either get out of bounds or get into the end zone here. 3rd and goal, 17 seconds to go. Mack will throw it into the end zone, and there's some hand fighting, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Hughes on a slant, And with 11 seconds to go, do the Tarpons try a field goal from the 7, or do they go for the end zone one more time?
They're going to try and draw them off sides right here, pick up a few cheap yards.
Let's see. 11 seconds on the clock. Mac comes with the hard count. Ellender will call a timeout, which may do the Tarpons.
He pointed. Okay, there it goes.
Yeah. Ellender will call the timeout. Could potentially do the Tarpons a favor.
I think so.
So 11 seconds to go. Ellender calls the defensive timeout to either allow the Tarpons to get the kick team out there or allow BJ to draw up his best play here in the sand to try to punch this ball into the end zone.
Look, I remember one time in this stadium, we were playing a JV game. Coach Tommy Gisclair, he was the head coach at the time, and they had something happen. We're lined up to kick a field goal to like the last play to win the game, and I think there was a penalty. Like 3 different times there was penalties. The 4th time we did it, faked it, scored.
Hey. Let's see. I'm seeing that's the offense. So the Tarpons are going to keep the offense out there. Let's see what play call BJ comes with 11 seconds to go in the half.
He'll probably come with the Philly special.
Get the Bo Georges in space like last week. Strong side of the field is to the right. Jarvis, Petrie, and Hughes are all that way.
Watch it, Pierce. He's in tight.
Pierce is in tight to the left of the formation. Mack has the snap. He's going to shoot it down the middle, and it's incomplete. And frankly, that was very well covered by the Patriots. He's trying to get it in there tight to Petrie, I believe, and it fell incomplete. Good defensive stand by Ellender with 7 seconds to go in the opening half.
I'm curious to find out after the game if he had someone tagged on that one, or like were they looking for?
It was
Landon Jarvis.
I would say it was Jarvis,
yeah.
The intended receiver. I said Petrie. That's my mistake. EDY leads 17-0 over Assumption. Nothing crazy here, right?
No,
Kneel down.
they're taking a knee.
Yeah, you just don't trust that you could protect your quarterback in this spot to allow anyone to get down the field. And there is, he's trying to run, and then he goes down. So the old fake take a knee, and then he gains about 3 or 4 yards, and then that will bring us to halftime. So the Tarpons lead 14-0 at the half. When we get back, and after this 3-minute break, Mr. Brian Colley and I will tell you about some things happening in this game and also around the area. It's 14-0 Big Blue at the half here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. We'll be back in 3.
Chris's Specialty Foods has been making Cajun meat products for over 30 years. Here at Chris's, we do the prep work so you can be the hero at your house. We have expanded to 4 locations and now serve home-cooked hot plate lunches at our new Highland location. It takes a lot of technology to keep us running. We use Rev Business and have all 4 of their services. If you have multiple locations, Rev is the perfect partner for your point of sale and telephone. Rev Business is authentic Louisiana, just like Chris's.
quarter.
That's impressive for the number of players they have out. If they all out, some of them
they're
are
all
game-time decisions.
Yeah, let's see how many points Zion has. He and Ingram must be scoring a ton. Let's see. Zion has 17, Ingram has 15, so they're kind of carrying the
Is it
load.
Missy or whatever?
Missy is playing today.
He playing good.
Yeah, he's available. Do you have
That's a great pick.
You got any props or anything on him? Or does he doesn't have any points?
No, I'm staying away from them.
Tarpons kicking right to left. And we are underway in the third quarter. Good kick by Yair. Will be fielded at the 10-yard line by the Patriots, working it up the field. Trying to bounce outside, going the wrong way, young man. Now reversing his field the other way. That's a block in the back. So no matter how far this goes, it's coming back. And it is going to go out to the 40-yard line. So a lot of dancing by the Patriots. We don't have number 7 on the roster. That's the one name that we have not been able to call out today. But it was a pretty obvious clip at the 13, and the Patriots will have the ball deep in their own territory.
Yeah, good effort. But Tarpons had decent coverage, too, and they kicked coverage downfield. Ooh, Patriots are going to be backed up.
Yeah, a spot foul penalty from the 13. That's going to be half the distance to the goal. They're going to be in their own end zone. That's not ideal for an offense that has been struggling. I mean, that was a pretty easy call. It was a dead red block in the back. You see Coach Haslett is not arguing whatsoever. He knows it. Return took 15 seconds. And they'll put the ball at the 10-yard line. Now they'll walk. I was about to say that math didn't add up. 13 to the 10 didn't add up. But 13 have the distance to the 6.5, 7 or so where they got it now. That makes a little more sense. So Ellender now in their own end zone. Atkins waiting on a shotgun snap. He's got it. Throws it out to the sideline. Oh, my goodness. That ball is off the fingertips of the wide receiver, number 7. If he catches that and splits the seam, he might be running for a long time, but it did fall incomplete. It was a pretty good throw, just couldn't quite secure the catch.
Credit Coach Haslett coming out here with a great call to start the second half.
Yes, indeed. That was a dangerous one there for the Tarpon defense. They dodged the bullet big time. Now Atkins is going to have to be careful because he does not have a back there to protect him as Thompson's out. It's an empty set. Tarpons bring some pressure. He gets it out quick, and it's nearly intercepted. Off of the fingers of Chris Lopez, and Terrence was right there behind him waiting in the wings, and it just fell at his feet incomplete.
Yeah, they keep an Atkins back in that pocket, and Talon Dewey came up and put a lot of pressure. Ball was tipped, almost intercepted.
Yep, Terrence nearly got his second of the game there. 3rd and 10. They've got to get to the 17-yard line. They're right around the 7 right now. Atkins again will be in an empty shotgun set. Tarpons have been bringing pressure from the linebackers right up the middle and have been getting in his face. Can they do the same here? They're showing the rush, and they actually back away, sending 4. Atkins will shoot it to the sideline, incomplete behind the wide receiver. And right there, Coach Worm's going to be happy because they didn't even bring any pressure, and Braxton Petrie still got home just from the defensive front, and it'll be a 3 and out, and that is a not very good offensive possession for the Patriots there. 3 passes, 3 incompletions, and the Tarpons should get great field position.
Yeah, Atkins had a receiver kind of open on the sideline, but he dropped back a little too far through the receiver.
Terrence is standing. Boy, look at that. He's at the
safety coming up.
Ellender 30-yard line. The Tarpons come on a block. It's a high snap. They get the kick away. Terrence will call for a fair catch and make it at the 30-yard line. So the Tarpons just have pristine field position here at the Ellender 30 after the 3 and out. Boy, you're thinking BJ and that offensive staff right now got to be saying, fellas, it's time to go punch one into the end zone here, starting at the Ellender 31.
Yeah, and I think a kill shot right here.
I think they'll go for it all in one shot.
Oh.
Mac leading the crew out there. Tarpons going right to left on the radio dial. They have the ball right smack dab in the middle of the field. Meathead will be with Mac. Gotro, big fella, number 45, checking in late for the Patriots. 1st and 10. They handed to Dardar. Dardar across the 30, 25, 20, getting outside. Stiff arms his way, shoved out at about the 15, and there's a late flag for the late push out. Maybe they hit him on the white. That's going to be a Golden Motors 1st down and more, and the Tarpons will have it in the Absolute Fitness red zone, and it'll be 1st and goal to boot.
Yeah, Coach Hazlitt's saying what's going on? What?
I think they just kind of gave him a little shove at the end of the play when he was on the white.
Waving a flag off.
Nope, no flag. Well, there you go. 1st and 10. Tarpons will still have the big gain. There's a gain of about 19 on the run to the 12 into the Absolute Fitness red zone.
And how much Dardar has matured as a runner. He's running to the left side, put the ball in his left hand, and to use that right arm as a stiff arm, and picked up extra yards on a tough run.
1st and 10. He's got it again inside the 10, driving to the 5, lowers the boom, pushed out at about the 4. So Meathead doesn't have a 1st down that time, but big positive yards, gain of about 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
I'm sure someone up here is keeping a total.
He needs 104 yards for 1,000.
He has to be getting.
Pretty close, yeah.
I think he's at least 70. So you think 60, 70 yards right now?
Yeah, he's flirting with it for sure. He is in the backfield with Mack again. 2nd and about 2.5, 3 yards. Dardar's got it. Driving, and he's in, I think. Waiting on this signal from the officials. I don't know how he wouldn't be in. Yep, there's the signal. Touchdown. So a 5-yard touchdown run from Landon Dardar. Brian said just an amazing cut there. Planted his foot in the ground, drove north-south, puts it into the end zone, and it's 20-0. Yair Torres will be on to attempt the extra point try. Jaden Lee will be on the hold. Snap is there. Yair's kick is up, and it's right down Broadway. The Tarpons have added 7 points to the lead. It's 21-0. We'll be back in 1 minute to see if Big Blues defense can keep doing work here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
Chris's Specialty Foods has been making Cajun meat products for over 30 years. Here at Chris's, we do the prep work so you can be the hero at your house. We have expanded to 4 locations and now serve home-cooked hot plate lunches at our new Highland location. It takes a lot of technology to keep us running. We use Rev Business and have all 4 of their services. If you have multiple locations, Rev is the perfect partner for your point of sale and telephone. Rev Business is authentic Louisiana, just like Chris's.
Dardar does a lot of the heavy lifting for South Lafourche there, putting him into the end zone. It's 21-0, 10:58 to go. Crazy to think that we had 2 possessions in 1 minute and 2 seconds there. As the Tarpons add to their lead, it's 21-0. Yair Torres will kick it away. Here's his kick. It's a good one. It'll be fielded by the Patriots on a hop and up in the air. Old number 7, the mystery player, picks it up and is tripped up at the 26-yard line.
Jeez.
There's a flag at the 24-yard line. Special teams have really bothered the Patriots. They've committed some penalties in that phase that have really backed them up. We'll check on this one.
Holding or?
We have a block in the back on the Patriots. So again, they're going to be backed up inside their own 20. For an offense that's really struggling to move the ball, I mean, this field position is just an absolute nightmare. as they will again start inside the 15, ball at the 13-yard line. That's where Atkins will lead the crew out. Thompson out there with Atkins in the gun. 4-receiver set. Atkins will look to the sidelines, batted down. That ball's floating around, and then it does fall incomplete. That was a strange one. It got batted at the line of scrimmage, then it just kind of stayed on the backs of some of the blockers out there, and the Tarpons nearly slid under it, but it does fall incomplete. Defensive coaches love when those big boys get their hands up and bat that ball down. And the Tarpon defensive line has frankly dominated this game so far tonight. 2nd and 10. Atkins in the gun with Thompson. Play action, shoots it to the sidelines, caught near the sideline and shoved out of bounds after a gain of about 5 or so. I think that's number 16 out there, so that's Perna. We've called out his name a couple of times.
That's the first positive play from the Patriots in a while.
They get 5.
And Tarpons are playing off a little pass in the flats and their ability to close to the ball for a short gain.
Tailback leaves the field, which means Atkins will be by himself out there. This has usually been he's been kind of vulnerable. 3rd and 5. Can the Tarpons get home? They are showing some pressure. Here they come. He's under pressure, flushed out. Darrell Jones chasing him down. He gets away. Atkins keeping his eyes down the field, and he'll just put that one in the bench. It's caught by Pierce out there as well, out of bounds. Good job by Atkins extending the play as long as he possibly could, but no one came open, and the Patriots will have to punt it away.
Yeah, again, that's the story of the game. Just way too much pressure. Patriots just can't overcome that.
Darrell Jones was chasing him the whole way to the sideline, and Lopez will be on to punt it away. Terrence will be standing at the Ellender 47-yard line. Lopez is a good punter. See if he could get a little air under this one. The Tarpons have not had a punt return yet today. And it is another very high kick. Terrence calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 45-yard line. So South Lafourche again in great field position. And you could just see where, for an Ellender team, that a lot of the scores get lopsided. You would see how, like, they just don't run any time off the clock on the offensive side. I mean, they have run 6 plays in this half so far. 5 of them have been incompletions, and the other was a short pass that went out of bounds. I mean, no time runs off the clock at all.
Yeah, they completely got away from the run game. Really never had it.
That's allowed the Tarpons to stay in control of time of possession. 1st and 10 from the Patriot 45-yard line. Hughes, big burst across the 40, hit hard, dropped at the 39. A big pop there laid by number 21, Marcus Thomas on Dre, but Dre picks up 6. Ball at the 39-yard line.
Still 10 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, this is the 4th possession of the quarter. We've run 2 minutes off the clock. Gardar is with Mac this time. Tarpons have plenty of time. They're a little confusion, shuffling the personnel, but they still got 10. Hughes in the slot out left. Mac has it. Hitch and go, looking for Hughes deep down the field. Incomplete. It was a little back shoulder throw. I don't think it was by design to be that way, but Dre couldn't quite come down with it. Nice design, though. They faked the screen. Dre snuck out behind the defense, just couldn't quite corral it. Two plays to get 4 yards here if you're South Lafourche from the Ellender 39-yard line. Mac. We'll hand it to Dardar, and he's going to get it in one play. Across the 30, driving, lowers the shoulder to the 26. That's a Golden Motors first down. Move the chains. A great push again from that offensive line.
That's 3 games in a row. This offensive line just gets better and better and better.
And the impressive thing, if you're Coach Rafe working with that group, is they get better as the game goes on each week. They don't get tired, even though a lot of those guys play defensive line too. They hand it to Dardar. Nope, Mac keeps it, gets it out to Jarvis in the flats. Jarvis cutting in across the 20, across the 15. Jarvis is a slippery fella. He gets about 12 yards there, just kind of tippy-toeing around the sideline, working up the field. Picks up about 12, and it's another Golden Motors first down into the Absolute Fitness red zone.
Yeah, it's been pretty consistent all year with this Tarpon receiving group. As they catch, and the yards after catch is tremendous.
Tarpons have worked a little clock here on this drive, 8:40 and counting. In the third quarter, Hughes in the backfield with Mac. They hand it to Dre. Dre with a big hole. Hit by the shoulder pads, dropped inside the 10, pickup of about 6 or so for Hughes. There's a Tarpon offensive lineman who is blocking his guy into the end zone. That's always a good sign.
Sawyer Wells.
And Sawyer was driving his guy into the blue of the end zone.
You better watch. You'll get what's that movie?
The Blind
Side.
Yeah.
Excessive blocking.
2nd and 4 here for the Tarpons in the Absolute Fitness red zone. Meathead with Mac this time. They handed to Dardar inside the, well, not inside the 5, just outside the 5. Picked up about 3 or so. And it'll be 3rd and short. Good job by the middle of the Ellender defense that time.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to fake it to Dardar. Mac keep it.
I say Mac would have had all the green grass in the world right
and
there.
Pierce is going to fake block and it just slip right there in the end zone.
55, an extra lineman coming into the game. That's Hunter Constable checking in for Terrence Petrie. When Terrence checks out, that usually means it's that under center formation for the Tarpons, which would be Dardar and Jarvis in the eye, and that's exactly what we're going to see here on 3rd and about 1.5 yards. Hughes in motion. They hand it up the middle to Dardar, driving, and they're going to get the first down. He didn't score, but they're going to get the first down out to the 3 or so. So it is another Golden Motors first down for the Tarps. With the push you're getting right now, BJ has the luxury as a play call. You could almost just pick which one of your running backs you want to score right here. They're getting a surge. 6:57 to go in the 3rd. The Tarpons are going to stay in that eye. Dardar and Jarvis. They hand it to Dardar again. Can they push him in? They're trying. He's getting a push forward. Did he get into the end zone? He's awfully close. If not,
he's going to be short.
So they're going to mark him down at about the 1. So in 1st and goal from the 3, he gets to the 1. A Tarpon offensive lineman flops out of the pile there. No flag comes out. Not the best acting job there per se. 6:23 in the 3rd quarter. It'll be 2nd and goal from about the half-yard line. 21 again?
Oh, yes.
Be either that or maybe the old tush push. Let's see. It is the tush push, and Max in easily. Big surge there. So Josh Mack scores it. The Tarpons have a 27-0 lead. Give credit to the backs, but you got to give credit to that big, nasty offensive line just imposing their will right here in the 3rd quarter. The Tarpons have added 2 scores to their lead. It's 27-0 with 6:06 to go in the 3rd. Here, Torres will kick it away off the hold of Jaden Lee. Snap is there. Kick is up right down the middle, and the Tarpons have added 7 more. It's 28-0. We'll be back in 1 minute. Big Blue starting to get some separation here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
Chris's Specialty Foods has been making Cajun meat products for over 30 years. Here at Chris's, we do the prep work so you can be the hero at your house. We have expanded to 4 locations and now serve home-cooked hot plate lunches at our new Highland location. It takes a lot of technology to keep us running. We use Rev Business and have all 4 of their services. If you have multiple locations, Rev is the perfect partner for your point of sale and telephone. Rev Business is authentic Louisiana, just like Chris's.
"28-0 after the quarterback sneak from Mack gets into the end zone. Torres's kick will be fielded at the 11-yard line by the Patriots. Number 7 working it on the left sideline and will be shoved out of bounds at the 26-yard line. That's where the Patriots will take it over and will play a 1st and 10. The third quarter so far has been all Big Blue. They are physically imposing their will on their opponent, and the Ellender offense just frankly hasn't been able to stay on the field to put up enough of a fight. Try to get you a scoreboard update over from Tom B. 25-17, Tarpons leading Thibodeau at the half right now. I'm over here talking about late homecomings. It's homecoming over there too. I see they're doing the festivities. First and 10. Thompson in the backfield with Atkins. Tarpons show pressure. Here it comes. Up the middle, they swallow him up. That's a tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. You can just pick anybody up front on that defense. It looks like maybe Sawyer Wells was the guy who got him first. And then maybe Bo Georges. That's 50, actually, I think, for the Tarpons. Braxton Petrie. My bad, Braxton. But everybody in a white jersey is just collapsing that pocket on Atkins right now.
Yeah, look, this Tarpon defense is having fun.
Atkins is dropping straight back, and he would love to try to get outside, but that pocket has just collapsed. They're forcing him into that phone booth, right into the jaws of the defense. He's back to the 18-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 20. Atkins with a high snap under pressure. Again, it's a screen this time at the feet of the running back, and it falls incomplete. The Tarpons had it covered anyway. They had guys right next to the tailback, which is Damarian Green, rather. Well, Coach Worm had a rough week last week. I think he's enjoying his week tonight, or his week today, rather, on the field. Because his Tarpon defense is playing some really good ball right now.
Yeah, those young men up front making it very, very difficult for the Patriots. They can't do anything here.
Trips to the right. Let's see if they could just buy a little time. The Tarpons are showing a ton of pressure. It's one-on-one everywhere if they can buy them some time. And there's the snap. Here comes the rush. That's a false start. Yeah, I was about to say the left tackle moved early. I didn't think that they had seen, or the right tackle rather moved early. But it is a false start. And what happens whenever you know that you got to pop out and pass block quickly, you get a little head start. See it all the time with Micah Parsons and those great rushers, Watt and all those guys. They cause some penalties.
But you put yourself in a situation where you don't attempt to run the ball. That's tough for that offensive line.
Yeah, it was the old cliche, just kind of pin your ears back and go get them. The Tarpons have been in that mode.
They come and get them.
For a while. Soft shell coverage on the outside. Tarpons are showing a little bit of a rush. They send 3 or 4 this time, trying to keep him in the pocket. Arujo in pursuit. Now he steps up, and Atkins looking to run, and Darrell Jones got him at the 10-yard line. That's a sack and a tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. Has Darrell Jones played one hell of a season this year, or what? He has been really good. I really hope when the all-district teams come out, the coaches give him the respect that he deserves, because he has been one hell of a player for the Tarpons this year.
EDY 24-0.
Ellender back to the 10-yard line. Will punt this football away. Lopez will have Terrence Petrie standing at the 38-yard line. There's the snap, and I think it's a false start again. Yep. And another flag. I think somebody just said a magic word to the white hat. Well, the Tarpons have been prone for those, but I don't think that they would have committed one here right after a false start. Let's see. We have a dead ball. False start on the Patriots. Now let's see what the second foul is. Oh, it's on South Lafourche. Delay a game on South Lafourche, so the fouls will offset, so they will keep the ball right where it is. How would the defense have committed to delay a game?
I don't know.
So no harm, no foul. Lopez will be standing about 3 yards deep with 4:11 to go in the third. Here's the snap. Tarpons come with a block. It's a high kick. Terrence will call a fair catch at the 33-yard line. Brian, this third quarter is reminding me of last year's game with Letcher, where South Lafourche was getting stopped deep in their own territory, punting the ball, and it was just creating sharp field after sharp field. The Ellender defense just doesn't stand much of a chance right now when they're having to defend 30 yards every possession.
I believe the entire third quarter so far has been from the 40 on in right here.
Yeah, so you could, I was about to say, you could go have a scrimmage on the other side of the field right now, because that part of the field has not been used in this third quarter. That's a credit to those big boys up front on the Tarpon defense. Meathead out there with Mack. 4 receiver set, 2 on each side. Man in motion is Petrie. They hand it to Dardar. Big hole. Across the 30. Bouncing outside across the 20. Lowering the shoulder. Tripped up at about the 16-yard line. Big old hole. Golden Motors first down. Brian, safe to say Dardar's over 1,000?
Has to.
Pretty damn close.
I would think so. Yes.
He needed 104. He's had, at least off the top of my head, 3 or 4 20-yard runs. So you figure that's 80 yards right there. .347 and counting in the third quarter. Dre Hughes is in the backfield this time with Mack. There's the snap. They hand it to Dre. Dre dancing around, breaks a tackle. Gotro's got him, and will tackle him at about the 13, gain of about 4. Clock continues to run. Be 2nd and 6 for Big Blue here. Dardar in the backfield with Mack. Man in motion is Jarvis. High snap. Handed to Dardar inside the 10. Lowers the boom. Tripped up at about the 2. So it is another Golden Motors first down into the Absolute Fitness red zone. 21 is running like a man possessed.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say it's the hardest I've seen him run. Not that he didn't run hard all year.
Yeah, he's running with his hair on fire right now.
He has a purpose here tonight.
Tarpons will be back in that eye. Meathead, the first one there. Jarvis dotting the eye. They were going to hand it to Meathead, and you ain't stopping him from getting in. He's about 5 yards deep into the end zone. It's 34-0 South Lafourche. The third quarter onslaught continues for Big Blue with 2:32 to go in the third. South Lafourche has continued to add to the lead. There's a flag in the end zone. Is this the
56? Drake Terrebonne doing a good job checking the game on the offensive line for the Tarpons.
Let's see if there was some extracurriculars after the score. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct on, oh man, are you kidding me? On South Lafourche again. That's the second time. Though this one also is on Ellender too, so the fouls will offset. We see the Patriot that it's on. There's a little discussion going on the sidelines between a coach and he. Little frustration starting to sink in for Ellender. Lee gets the hold. Yair's kick is good, and it's 35-0. Let's keep it here. We're up against near the end of the third quarter with 2:32 to go in the third. Brian, there's no other way to say it, man. It's been a butt whooping in the third quarter. The Tarpons have scored 21 points. They have run the football. Their defense has been dominant. And South Lafourche is on the verge of potentially maybe pushing this thing into running time.
Yeah, look, Ellender had a chance down 14-0 at halftime. You get the ball to start the third quarter. Penalty on the on the kickoff return, and they just never recovered. And the Tarpons just kept the pressure, kept the heat on them, and doing a great job up front on defense.
And Meathead Dardar, boy, I know he needed 104 yards coming in. He's trying to get that just in this quarter. He is running like a man possessed. Gets it into the end zone there. Tarpons are going to have Wilbert Serrano to kick this ball. See if the Patriots could just have any sort of sustained offense, man. It has just been a chore for them. Serrano will kick it away. And there it is. Good kick from Serrano. Will be fielded at the 12-yard line by number 7, working it down the middle. Hit by Joao Araujo and a couple of other Tarpons. I believe Residue was in there on the stop as well at about the 27-yard line.
Jaden Lee.
The Tarpon defense trying to go back at him here. They've now built up a sizable lead. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Tailback in the backfield is going to be Thompson. They're going to move the ball to the left hash. Didn't realize you could do that on the first possession. Now they're going to move to the left center hash. Four receiver shotgun set. Tarpons have just been bringing that pressure from the linebackers, and Ellender's really struggled to pick it up. Let's see if they come with it again here. There's the snap. They go with the handoff, and well, that's why they're not running the ball. The Tarpons swallow that whole. That's a tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. Hunter Constable swallows it up. It's a loss of about 6. It's hard to call plays right now, Brian. They just can't block.
Oh, yeah.
The Tarpon defensive front is just swallowing the Patriots at the line of scrimmage right now. And the good thing, and this is what Coach Wilson's going to really like, we're calling out a bunch of different names, man. I mean, Petrie, and yeah, that was Constable there. Jones. High snap over the head of the quarterback. Atkins will throw it. Incomplete. It didn't get to the line of scrimmage, but I think that they will say that there's a receiver in the area, which would be number 80, James. And Atkins took a big hit.
It doesn't help when the snap is high. I don't know of anything that went right for the Patriots this half so far.
Yeah, this third quarter has been a wreck for them. They have really struggled. As Brian said, outside of that one play in the flats where they gained 5-6 yards, I don't even know if they've had a positive play. And Coach Wilson saying, you know what? We're going to dial it up one more time and try to get you off the field here. 1:36 to go in the third. Thompson in the backfield with Atkins. And we have a timeout by the Patriots. Thankfully for them, because the snap right before the timeout, or right after the timeout, rather, sailed over the head of the quarterback. This feels like when it comes unglued, it comes unglued. And boy, in this third quarter for Ellender, it has come unglued.
Yeah, in a major way.
Let's go ahead to thank some of our sponsors. Go to the sponsor sheet here, and we could thank State Bank and Trust Company, banking you could count on, member FDIC. Thibodeau Regional Health System, a leader in bringing the latest and best technology to our region. We want to thank DuckFab. Also, the Blue Boot Foundation, driving awareness to childhood drowning, make a difference. And Terrebonne General Health Systems and the Community Sports Institute. There are title sponsors for tomorrow's Sports Corner, which will be live from 10 to 12 here on KLEB, live from the Chack Bay Fairgrounds over at Thibodeau High School's baseball fundraiser. Here it is, 35-0 South Lafourche late in the third quarter. Ellender playing a third and about 16. Atkins waiting on the snap. Here it is. Shoots it to the sideline, and it's going to be incomplete, broken up. That's Edwards and also number 44 for South Lafourche, Tucker Dantin. And that'll be another 3 and out and another punt.
And the clock stops.
Got a feeling we're a couple plays away from that not being an issue anymore, Mr. Kale. Lopez will kick it away to Terrence Petrie. You could just see the body language of the Patriots. A lot of walking off the field. That they're getting physically beat up right now by South Lafourche. Lopez's punt is a high. Boy, that's scraping the stars out there. Terrence will make the fair catch at midfield. Good punt from Lopez, and the Tarpons will take over 1st and 10 from the 50.
Yeah, that was a nice punt. Very high, and a good job by Terrence. Fair catching that right at midfield.
There's an Ellender player that's about ready to be loaded up on the cart down there. That's never a good sign. I think it might be 45, which would be Gotro, one of their better defenders.
I think you're right.
1st and 10 for the Tarpons. Mack comes with the hard count.
No.
Timeout Ellender. So the Patriots had 10 on the field, and they will call a defensive timeout. It's actually Coach Javine Robinson, the women's basketball coach, who's going to make the timeout. We'll keep it right here. Tarpons have controlled the line of scrimmage in the third quarter. They have run the football effectively in the third quarter, and they have turned a 2-score, 14-0 lead into a 35-0 lead here in the third quarter. All in the midst of potentially getting their 4th win of the season and their 3rd straight. Patriots call a timeout.
They're taking the Ellender player away on the stretcher. His helmet is still on.
Yeah, you don't often see that. That is a little abnormal. 25-17, Terrebonne leads Thibodaux with 6:48 to go in the third quarter there at Tom B. 1st and 10 here for South Lafourche. Meathead flanked out. Mack will float one down the sideline. Petrie's got it. How far is he going to run? He's at the 30, coming across the middle of the field. Look at him run out to the 25. Gets out to about the 18-yard line. There's a flag on the play at the 28-yard line. So you would think some sort of an illegal block on South Lafourche after the reception, and a really good pitch and catch to Petrie. Go ahead and say that it was so good that it was a blue boot bomb. How about that? But the offense is going backward. And we await on the ruling from the officials, which is helmet-to-helmet hit, blindside block on South Lafourche. So instead of being in the absolute fitness red zone, you gain just 4 yards on the play. It'll be 1st and about 4. Does Terrence lose all the receiving yards there on that one?
I would think so.
Yeah, I would think so. Maybe telling his guys, come on, fellas. First and 4. You don't see this very often. Mack in the gun. Hands it to Dardar. Riding the wave across the 35. How far is he going to run? 30. Lowers the boom at the 27-yard line. It is a Golden Motors 1st down and a pickup of about 17. Brian, in the spirit of the election season, I'm going to just go ahead and call. KLEB projects that Landon Dardar has gotten 1,000 yards on the season. He needed 104. That's I mean he's now got several 15, 20-yard runs.
Go back and watch this play and see the cuts he made on that play right there.
43 seconds and counting in the third quarter. The Tarpons are trying to drive this thing into running time. It is an empty shotgun set. Mack will hand it to Dardar inside the 25, inside the 20, and will be slung forward across the 15 to about the 13-yard line. And again, another big gain and another Golden Motors first down into the Absolute Fitness red zone.
And let's not forget on these plays here, the offensive line does a great job. Dardar runs with his vision is unbelievable. Those receivers on the outside are blocking their tails off too.
Have a timeout here. I don't know who took it, but fourth quarter. Yeah, there you go. Good call, Truck. We have played 3 quarters. It's 35 for South Lafourche. It's 0 for
We're going to the fourth quarter?
We've got the fourth quarter coming up in 1 minute here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. All right, we got one more regulation quarter to go here from the Swamp. It's 35-0 South Lafourche over Ellender, trying to drive another score in a second half that they have dominated here. Casey just throws Coach Brian Colley. They will play a first down from the 13-yard line. How much fun do you think that offensive line's having right now? They're getting a push. They're surging forward every play. Like, this is the stuff that those big linemen dream of.
Yes, tons of fun.
Thibodeau has just missed a short field goal against Tarpons. So it's 25-17. The score will stay there. Mack looking to throw. It's a little bubble out to Pierce. Pierce cuts inside, and he's in. South Lafourche adds another touchdown to their lead. It is 41-0. Now, Coach B.J. Young wanted to get Pierce into the end zone last weekend. There they dial it up for him, and he did an excellent job going north-south and putting it in. Now the ever-important extra point from Yair Torres. How does Al Michael say this is important to some? There's the snap. The kick is up. That a boy, right down the middle. The clock will not stop again, folks. It's 42-0. We just took a quarter break, so we'll keep it right here. But the Tarpons dial it up, get it to Pierce in open space.
There's the flag.
And, yeah, that can't be on South Lafourche.
No.
There's not a Tarpon player in the vicinity. We know that's on a Patriot walking off the field. Not happy. He's just slung the helmet down. That's just the type of half it's been for Ellender, man. They are frustrated. They are physically getting tore up. And unfortunately, I think they've just lost one of their young men. The Coach Haslett trying to go over there and get some things situated with that young man, but he is very frustrated. Tarpons will kick off the football from 15 yards farther ahead. Serrano's got a big enough leg. He can put this one into the end zone.
I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, the young man for the Patriots is very, very upset, very disappointed. I don't know if he's saying that something happened, whatever, but I don't know that cooler heads are going to prevail there. He's very frustrated right now. They're trying to get him settled down, but I think it's pretty safe to say his night is going to be done. When they blow the whistle, the clock is going to begin to roll, and I don't think it's going to stop again tonight. There we go. Here's the kick. It's a pop kick.
Oh,
That is going to be fair caught. Oh, that's
offside.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, yeah, you wouldn't call a fair catch there, but it is offside, so it never counted. The clock did not roll there, which is a little surprising. Usually the officials are right on top of that. We are now in the running time phase of the ball game, 42-point lead. Yeah, now they got it. Yeah, it just started. Sometimes all you got to do is act nice.
Yeah, that's it. Kicking team was offsides.
Yeah, so the ball, instead of being at the Patriot 45-yard line, rather, will now be back to midfield. Curious to see if Coach Wilson gets some younger defenders out there with the limited amount of snaps that'll be left. Serrano from midfield will kick it. He got a lot of that one. It'll be caught at about the 2-yard line, working up the field and being pushed out of bounds at the 23-yard line that time. It's number 2 for the Ellender Patriots. Let me shout out that young man. That is Kate. Well, no, that's not number 2. Oh, yeah, that's the quarterback. Atkins out there running. Well, you don't see that often. Quarterback out there returning kicks in a 42-point game. He said, you know what, I'm a senior. I want to play every snap I can.
E.D. White, 34-0.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough for Assumption to make the postseason, man. They just have had a hard time this year.
Yeah, Coach Will Broussard knows he has a young team just trying to get through this year.
1st and 10 for Atkins and the crew. The Tarpons do have some fresh jerseys out there. 25, Conley Hernandez. 26, Noah Kidd. Atkins shoots it down the middle, incomplete, over everybody's head. Jaden Lee was in coverage that time. Let's see if we could shout out a few more. Dre Hughes is out there, but he's a regular. Number 6, Tyrese Edwards. 18, Eno Alima. 64 up front, that's Ryder Bruce. 53 or 63?
I think 63.
63. I don't have a 63. I do have a 53. That'd be Wyatt Gaspard.
Let's see, I don't have a 53 on this one.
Our rosters are mixed up. 2nd down and 10. 9-17 and counting. Tarpons are still showing some pressure. Atkins will hand it off. What good job by those new boys up front, slinging them back on the other side of the 20. That's a tackle for a loss. Brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. My goodness. Big 55 right there was one of the guys on the stop, Hunter Constable.
75 checks in. Deuce Jeremy.
Oh, boy. .846 and counting in a ball game that has turned into all South Lafourche here, especially in this second half.
Uh-oh, might have won some money.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say the happy fan duels over here. Trips to the right.
Oh,
Atkins
fumble.
drops the snap. Who's going to fall on it? It's still loose, and Ellender's got it. But it will be 4th down. I mean, that's just the story of the half right there for the Patriots, man.
50 seconds.
Our camera guy is really excited about something here. Let me see that phone, sir.
That's why he's been pretty quiet.
Delicate.
Oh, yes.
I'm 50 seconds
Oh,
away.
Yes, he's about ready as we have an injured player injury timeout brought to you by Thibodeau Regional. Yeah, he's about to hit a pretty nice one, but he's relying on the Pelicans to hold a lead.
Oh.
The injured Ellender lineman, it looks like maybe a cramping issue. They're trying to get him stretched out.
So the Pelicans are up?
Yes.
39 seconds.
Hey, I got a little payday. And you wanted to sell some things.
Trying to get an idea on the injured Patriot. He's getting stretched out a little bit. Looks like maybe it's definitely some sort of a leg injury. Looks like he's sitting up and trying to get back up. There they go. They're hustling back to his feet.
60.
Yeah, that's going to be number 60. Let's shout out number 60. That is going to be Eric Verdon Jr., a sophomore lineman. We hope he's okay. Yeah, I don't think that one's a cramp there. I think that one's some sort of a roll-up, as he is walking very gingerly off the field. As Tarpons has just added a touchdown to their lead. They lead Thibodeau 31-17, pending an extra point with 21 seconds to go in the third quarter there.
Well, the Pelicans were up 6.
35 seconds.
Hey, look, all kidding aside, that'd be a very impressive win for New Orleans with all the guys that they have out. Or maybe just a sign that they don't need some of those guys who are out. Maybe. 7:58 to go. Clock winds. The Patriots will be punting it away, and I think we will see the Tarpons' second offense when play resumes. Nearly blocked the punt. Lopez gets off a high kick that will roll towards the sidelines, take a Patriot roll, and will be knocked down at the 49-yard line. .37 and counting. The possession change will keep that clock rolling. I think that we're about ready to see some of the Tarpon second string.
The official threw a flag early. The last time I saw someone throw a flag that high was Wayne Sheremy.
Really?
Back at Lafourche Stadium. You could have sworn it hit the lights.
Oh, Tarpon still got some of the ones out there, Bubba. That's going to be Mack. It's going to be Hughes. Mack waiting on the snap. He's going to hand it to Dre. Dre drives across midfield, tripped up at about the 46-yard line.
Good effort
and a very late flag.
Good effort by Carter Colley. Just stayed engaged with the block.
Dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct on South Lafourche. Come on, fellas. And like you are dominating the game, let your play speak for itself. All the extracurricular, there's absolutely no reason for any of that stuff, guys. And now BJ will give them a line change. There goes the entire first offense. Here comes the entire second offense. Bo Robert will lead the new crew out. I think that second offense should be saying, hey, first offense, give us a better situation than second and 25 because of a dumb penalty, right? And that's the situation the Tarpons will be facing. And we have a flag.
The receiver may have just lined up offside. He was trying to line up, and he crossed the line of scrimmage.
Yep, no flag.
Yeah, he was trying to line up correctly.
So 13, Ahmad Taylor. Ahmad Taylor scored a touchdown last week. It was his first varsity score. First, I think, of many. He's a very promising young player. Lee gets the snap, handoff, picking through the line of scrimmage, getting maybe a yard. Who is that? That's 35 for the Tarpons, Landon DeLotte. 5:06 and counting. The Tarpons are absolutely controlling this game. Third and a long way to go here, though. Third and about Montague here for Big Blue. Here's the snap. They hand it to Delott again, looking to turn the corner on the left side. He's tripped up near the line of scrimmage. .430 and counting. Tarpons are going to punt the football. Well, at least I think they're going to punt the football. They still have the offense out there. Yeah, here they come. BJ could really be a troll here and take about 2 or 3 delay games in a row and almost end the game if he really wanted to.
He could.
With the running time, the clock would never stop. He's going to call a timeout with 1 and get the punt team out there. Oh, I don't know what just happened in the Tarpon game, but Tarpon is celebrating hot and heavy, and they just scored another touchdown. I think they just scored a defensive touchdown. Yeah, a lot of guys on the field celebrating. So it looks like Tyler Lewis's team has grabbed control there. Our plate of jambalaya has just gotten a little smaller, Brian. As we hear the fingers and the hands.
7 seconds.
How many points ahead?
6.
Oh, it's over. Yeah, you could take that one to the bank, sir.
Oh, you're going to hear a boo.
Tarpons will bring the punt team out there. They'll be kicking it away. Ellender's going to have number 8 back there deep. That is
Boom!
Robinson, as we hear the boom here upstairs. Tarpons get the punt away high.
Oh, nice punt.
Kick. That'll bounce. It's kind of a neutral bounce. It's going to roll a little bit towards the Ellender side of the field, be knocked down to the 32. With that clock continuing to run, just not a whole lot more snaps left in this one. 3:38 and counting. Brian, South Lafourche's truck is having a hard time controlling his nerves here. The Tarpons are going to get their 3rd straight win, and they're going to get to 4 and 5. Man, Big Blue knew that it was a favorable part of the schedule, but you still have to take advantage, and they have done that.
Yeah, you're right. They did what they had to do and came out, dominated up front again.
Yep, that is the story of the night for sure. The defensive line has disrupted everything. The offensive line has gotten a push. And I'm sure Coach Wilson, just for pride's sake, would love to keep them out of the end zone here, even though it's the Ellender 1s against the Tarpon 2s. Atkins gets the snap. Under pressure, he's leveled as he throws it. It's kind of a wobbler, incomplete. Alamon was chasing that one down. If he could have located the ball, he would have maybe had a shot to get the interception. But the Tarpons still generate a big old rush.
Yeah, that ball just hung up in the air. You're right. If would have turned around a little quicker, could have located the ball possibly for an interception.
2:28 and counting in the ball game. Ellender will play Morgan City in Week 10. A chance to maybe try to close out their season with a little momentum. We've seen both of those teams. I think that's got a chance to be a pretty good game. 2nd and 10. Here comes that rush again. They're going to get Atkins outside on the right side, and he's going to be shoved out after a gain of about 5 or 6. .155 and counting. Actually, didn't get nearly as much as I thought. Yeah, they must have stepped out real early there. They're only giving him about 3 yards. I thought he got 6 or 7. .90 seconds to go. 3rd and 7 for the Patriots. Trips to the left side of the formation. Atkins throws it deep down the field. Incomplete. Jaden Lee in coverage. It falls incomplete. Pass was intended for number 9 of Ellender. Let's shout out that young man. He ran a pretty good route. Ball just kind of sailed over his head. That's Chris Lopez.
We think this would be the last play of the game because if they stop him here,
Yeah, they're not going to.
just why he come on the field? Just let it run out.
Yep, I think you're right, Brian. 50 seconds to go. The crowd is really thinned out. It was a thin crowd to begin with, especially on the home side with it being kind of a rainy night. And then South Lafourche just kind of sucked the life out of the building in the second half of their play. 4th and 7. Atkins under some pressure, flushed out, being chased. And he's going to stiff arm a guy and get the first down, driving to the 45-yard line. Good effort. But that clock is going to continue to run. 18 seconds. I just don't know that they'll be able to get off another one. Yeah, not at the pace that they're going. They're not. 10 seconds and counting. That'll be the end of the ball game, sir. So South Lafourche is going to get a 42-0 win, barring a timeout here, which is not coming. So that's all. The Tarpons get a 42-0 win over the Patriots. Luke, let's go ahead and take a 3-minute break. When we get back, Brian and I will recap this one with South Lafourche getting their 3rd straight win. It's 42-0. Tarpons get the victory. We'll have our post-game show when we get back here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.